Every profession has its own language. Doctors speak in medical terms, lawyers use legal jargon, and cybersecurity professionals, they have a secret code of terms you need to know to enter this field. Don't worry, you don't need to memorize a dictionary. Let's learn the language. The easiest way to learn digital security is to realize it works exactly like physical home security. The concepts are identical, we just use different words to describe them. This diagram shows a basic house, which represents our computer system. Outside, we have a threat. A threat is any potential danger that could harm your data, like a thief in the neighborhood. That highlighted open window, that is a vulnerability. It's a weakness or a flaw in your system. When the thief uses a lock-picking tool to open that window, they are using an exploit. This is the specific method used to take advantage of the vulnerability. The danger of that thief actually breaking in is your risk.
And when they finally climb through, that active attempt to cause harm is the attack. As we zoom out, notice all the glowing entry points. Your doors, windows, and basement grates collectively make up your attack surface. The more doors your house has, the larger your attack surface. And those distinct paths drawing from the street to each door, those are your attack vectors, the specific routes the attacker takes to reach you. By applying these simple terms, digital systems stop looking like confusing black boxes. They are just logical structures with doors and locks, and you can defend them. Now we need to name the tools the intruders use. The broad overarching term for any software designed to harm a computer is malware, short for malicious software. Looking at these three icons, we can break malware down into specific families. First, a virus is malware that attaches itself to files and only spreads when you open those files. The middle icon is a worm. Worms are highly dangerous because they self-replicate and spread automatically across networks. Finally, the icon on the right is a Trojan. Just like the ancient Greek story, it disguises itself as a legitimate, helpful program to trick you into installing it. Other forms of malware target you directly. Ransomware locks your files and demands payment to give them back. Spyware silently monitors your screen and keyboard to steal passwords. Adware floods your system with unwanted advertisements to track your habits. The absolute most dangerous threats are stealthy. A rootkit hides deep within your system's core, giving a hacker invisible, admin-level control. And a zero-day is a vulnerability so new that the software creator doesn't even know it exists yet. There is zero time to fix it, meaning there is no defense ready. Attackers exploit software vulnerabilities, but they also manipulate human behavior. Phishing uses fake emails to trick you into clicking bad links, while spear phishing targets one specific person, like a CEO. These are examples of social engineering, using psychological tricks to hand over access. On the technical side, attackers might use a DDoS, or denial of service, to flood your system until it crashes, or use a brute force attack to guess every possible password combination until one works. Effective defense requires a combination of automated software tools and sharp human observation. True security is built on both technology and awareness. Let's look at the tools defenders use to block those attacks. The glowing wall you see here represents a firewall. It acts like a bouncer, checking network traffic and deciding what gets in or stays out. Behind it, the sweeping shield is your antivirus, software constantly scanning for and removing known malware. For larger networks, we need real-time monitoring. EDR, or Endpoint Detection and Response, monitors individual laptops and servers for strange behavior. An IDS, or Intrusion Detection System, watches the entire network and sounds an alarm if it spots a threat. Step that up to an IPS, an Intrusion Prevention System, and the software will actually step in and block the suspicious activity automatically. In this diagram, you see a glowing tunnel protecting data as it moves. That tunnel is a VPN, a virtual private network. Inside that tunnel, the data undergoes encryption, meaning it gets scrambled into an unreadable code, so even if intercepted, it's useless. To prove the data wasn't tampered with along the way, we use hashing, which creates a fixed digital fingerprint of the file. Notice the secondary verification symbol lighting up. That's MFA, multi-factor authentication, requiring more than just a password to log in. All of this security data feeds into the massive central hub you see here. We call that a CM, Security Information and Event Management. It's the central brain that collects every single security log from across an entire company.
No single tool on its own provides perfect security. A firewall can't stop a phishing email, an antivirus can't stop a weak password. But layered together, they create a highly secure ecosystem. To understand how all this data moves, we need to map the digital streets. Every device has an IP address, which acts just like the street address for your home. Your device also has a MAC address, a permanent hardware serial number stamped onto your network card. And when data arrives at your computer, it uses a port. Think of ports as specific delivery doors on a large warehouse. The traffic on these streets follows strict rules called protocols. These are the standardized rules for how computers talk to each other. When you type a website name, a system called DNS, the Domain Name System, acts like the internet's phone book, translating a human-friendly name like google.com into the exact IP address the computers need to connect. Notice the digital envelope traveling along the line here. Data doesn't move in one massive chunk. It's broken down into small units called packets. But when you open that packet, you might find danger. That jagged red icon inside is the payload. The payload is the actual harmful code delivered by the malware, the bomb hidden inside the envelope. The network itself is neutral territory. It will deliver a harmful payload just as easily as a safe email. Knowing these routing terms allows defenders to track exactly where a threat is moving and cut off its path. Behind every attack and defense is a human being. The person launching the attack is the threat actor. If they are highly sophisticated and backed by a government, we call them an APT, an Advanced Persistent Threat. In the professional world, the ethical hackers hired to attack a company are the red team. The defenders protecting the company are the blue team. When they collaborate to improve security together, they form a purple team. Take a look at this command center. This is a SOC, a Security Operations Center. It's the physical room where blue teams monitor networks 24/7. When a verified attack gets through, it becomes an incident. The structured process of containing that damage and recovering is called incident response. Defenders use specific procedures to stay ahead of threats. They run pen tests, which are like security fire drills, to find weaknesses before a thief does. When a flaw is found, software makers release a patch to fix it. These known flaws are logged in a global library called CVE. During a real investigation, analysts look for IOCs, the digital fingerprints left at the scene of the crime. And to prevent future attacks, many companies now use zero trust, a policy where every person and device must prove who they are every single time they try to access a file. You can buy millions of dollars in defensive software, but a secure network ultimately relies on human teams, using organized intelligence and strict operational protocols to make the right call in a crisis. In 2023, a candidate in Bangalore interviewed for a SOC analyst role. He had spent months learning the technical tools, but when the interviewer asked how he would actually handle an IOC during a zero-day alert, he froze. He understood the technical concept of a digital footprint, but the terminology made the question feel like a foreign language. He wasn't able to show the interviewer what he actually knew. Contrast that with a candidate who describes a threat response using the professional language of IOCs and zero trust. By speaking the language of the SOC, they prove they can function within a high-stakes team on day one. This ability to translate technical knowledge into clear professional communication is often what separates an applicant from a hired analyst. Here is your strategy. Pick 5 terms from this video each day, write them down, and use them in a sentence. Within a single month, you will speak cybersecurity fluently. Mastering this vocabulary is about more than definitions. It's about being able to walk into a room of professionals and speak with the clarity of someone who belongs there. When you can describe a network's defense layer by layer, you've moved past the beginner stage and started your career.